Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Andy Lightbody and welcome to this edition of Wheels of Field. Well, behind me is the new Mazda 6 for 2010. Now, this particular sedan is in a very crowded field of a lot of look-alike mid-size sedans. But what makes this one really outstanding? Look at the lines. Doesn't really look like much of anything in its class. Why? Because last year it was completely redesigned with a lot of new sheet metal, flared fenders. I mean, it is stylish. Why? Because it's sporty, it's sexy, and it really doesn't look like all of the rest of the crowd. Now, Mazda has always prided itself kind of on that zoom, zoom, zoom factor. Well, let me show you what we've got under the hood to start with. The Mazda 6 for 2010 basically is going to give you two choices. You can go with an inline four-cylinder engine that kicks out about 170 horsepower, which is what we've got in here. But if you want to upgrade, you can get to a V6 engine, which kicks out 272 horsepower. Guess what? Back to the zoom, zoom, zoom factor. This one's got the four-banger in it. It doesn't do too bad. In fact, the gas mileage is pretty good on it because of the fact that now it'll get 21 city, 30 on the highway. It's mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, which isn't bad. I mean, even with the four-banger, it's not rated as super high, so 170 horsepower is just about the average for a four-cylinder class. But what is different about it is, it seems to get off the line a little bit quicker. So the four-cylinder is pretty good, but if you want that extra zoom, zoom, you're going to want to opt for the 6. As I said, it's mated to a 6-speed transmission automatic. With the four-cylinder engine, you can get a 5-speed manual. And let me tell you, I had an opportunity to just test drive one of those very briefly. That's a lot of fun. So if you like a stick, you may want to opt for it. That's where Mazda gets the extra points. Where Mazda doesn't get the extra points is that if you opt for the V6 engine, you're locked into pretty much to the automatic transmission offerings, which is either a 5-speed automatic or the 6-speed automatic. Why they didn't make the manual, I don't know. Let's walk around and take a look at the car itself. As I said, extremely stylish lines. Everybody that we drove past and has looked at it when we go in to get gas or whatever, comes up and goes, whoa, that's a good looking car. And I agree with them, it's a good looking car. Let's look at some of the other features. The front door. Look how big, large, and cavernous it is. I mean, you're gonna have no problem getting in and out of this particular vehicle. Inside, what you're gonna find, well, let's say that there's some controversy going on a little bit about it. As I said, big doors. It's got a sunroof on it. It's got full electric seats. However, the reviews about the interior, they're kind of mixed. There's a lot of hard-looking, harsh plastic inside. A lot of black, a lot of silver. And I got to tell you a little bit about the seats. The seats are what they call a more of a sports car type design in that they wrap around you. Now, some people actually feel that this is the highlight of the vehicle, that the seats are really good. You've got a manual lumbar support that you can crank and make it fit accordingly. Others are saying that the seats aren't real comfortable. They don't like them. Okay, the particular vehicle that we've got has got what they call the I-Touring package, and it has got cloth seats. Well, again, you can get an optional leather, which I might suggest that you might want to do, simply because realistically, it isn't as luxurious looking as it should be for a car in this class. It's got kind of an animal pattern on the cloth seats, and it really gives the car more of a budget feel to it, you know, and it kind of conflicts. The dashboard, I got to tell you, is laid out very nice. All of the instrumentation, all of the clusters are easily accessible. They're easy to see. You can adjust the lights on it up and down at night for your particular driving style. So I like that. Okay, let's move to the back seat. Again, pretty good sized doors. Depending on how long-legged you are, you're going to find that you've got plenty of leg room, got good headroom inside. One of the complaints also, though, was there's not a lot of little storage space. Some of the cars today have a lot of cubby holes where you can stick things, little map pockets. There's nothing on the door that's going to allow you to hide anything. It's got one small little carry-all cargo area on the back of each seat and fold-down armrest, which also includes a couple of cup holders. Now, move on to the back end here. I think you're going to be very impressed with this feature. Oh, and by the way, the key system is one I like. It is not one of those idiot things where you just get in the car. It actually has a button that you push, out comes the key, the doors lock, they unlock. You got an automatic trunk opener that's here. Now, but check this out. Mazda did it right. For a sedan, one of the complaints always is, I don't have enough room for my sporting goods. I don't have enough room for my fishing rods, my skiing equipment, all of the tackle boxes, the kids' luggage, things like this. I got 16.6 cubic feet here in the trunk, and that's to start with. Mazda was smart in the idea that they put two little tabs over here on each side. Well, guess what that does? That allows me to pull, and now walk back up here with me. Look at that, the seats fold down. This is what they call a 60-40 split. In plain words, it's not split right down the middle. So you can actually lay down one side or you can lay down both sides of the seats. Guess what? That gives you a lot more cargo room. And if you're only traveling with 1 or 2 passengers, hey, utilize it accordingly. That was a smart move on Mazda's standpoint. Overall for 2010, there's a lot to like about the new Mazda 6. This one here with the whistles and bells that we got, priced right at about $25,000. And again, 21 on the city, 30 on the highway with the inline 4. Yeah, you're not going to get the zoom factor unless you go for the V6. But overall, there's a lot of likable features for what Mazda has said is the 6, and they call it 6E in the city. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Andy Lightbody on this edition of Wheels of Field.